her and be like, y'all come back later. I don't feel bad. They can go for a walk.
Everybody loves to walk.
Everybody likes to walk. Get some sunshine. Get some rays. Catch some. But no, had to go screw it all up.
Do you ever wonder if a brisk walk is just what you need?
You remember that? I mean? Yes, Joel. I know what you mean. I really do. What's that damn fucking tea? That's brisk, baby.
Oh, it's brisk, baby.
Wasn't that Danny DeVito?
Was it? I thought it was Macho Man.
Dude, we're only in 38 seconds. God.
I got a minute 55 on mine. Wait.
Time goes by so slowly.
Hold on. On your screen, how long does it say we've been recording?
53 seconds.
Mine says 2 minutes and 12 seconds.
Don't worry about it. Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of I Didn't See It, But I Believe You. This is Doug.
And this is Joel. And this is episode 130 something. 6? 5?
I assure you, because I stopped there because you were telling me that fucking story. And I'm like, hey, I'm like, Amanda and Lincoln are like walking around giving us time to do this podcast. And you're like, hey, I'm not doing this story. I'm recording. So on your end, it probably still says recording, but it's a fresh recording on my end.
Oh, okay, for sure.
For all those needing to know that.
I just didn't know if our conversation the minute and a half pre us going on was private or not. I wasn't sure.
Did you say I'm Joel? It's episode. It's episode 135.
I said this is Joel because you said this is Doug, and I was like, all right.
Welcome to another podcast. If I didn't see it, I believe you.
Welcome to another podcast.
Anywho, but with that said, I just noticed that for some reason my headphones are picking up extremely well today. I don't like it. It's like dude. Remember the pop screens that used to be a big deal? To make sure you don't get your in your. It's like, how many parts?
I'm gonna level with you, bro. When I was living in LA and recording all that shit in my house, I had a really nice microphone that somebody gave me, and they had to give me this really nice, like, screw-on fucking pop shield. Very nice. I loved it. I fucking hated that pop shield, and I would take it off immediately when they would leave, and I would record all of it without it. No, it does something, because all of my shit back then, including what I recorded of you, is like, fuck yeah.
I know I can get with a pop screen, I can get a in there real good. I know I can.
Oh, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Did we cut the recording off when I went?
No.
Okay.
Joel, we have new equipment now. I know you're still traumatized when we first started this thing, and I had that freaking.
It's been 2 years. I'm so scared that that's gonna happen,
dude. So
we recorded an hour one time before you realized that had happened. I was devastated.
I was listening. I'm like, I remember pulling out that laptop, dude, and it's like, where did you get that from? I'm like, I don't know. I don't even know where I got it from. I just had this brick of a computer that just happened to have GarageBand on it.
It was an Apple so old it said Macintosh.
I had to bring it in 2 pieces.
It had a fucking. Oh, I don't even know how to finish this joke.
So what's the deal with coffee?
Hey, so what's the deal with that cool ass There Will Be Blood Rucking Fountain shirt you're wearing? I don't mean to always be sucking their dick, but I kind of do. That shirt is so good, dude, and I'm really sad I didn't pull the trigger on that.
The back has an oil derrick that's on fire.
I know. I made you stand up and show everybody last time.
Oh, yeah.
The back of my shirt has 4 naked ladies in a circle with their asses in the air, and I forgot about that, and I went out in public.
Man? Are you an ass man?
No, I'm more of a Peter Puffer. Oh, dude, it's been such a weird fucking couple of weeks, man. And I kind of attribute it all to that stupid winter storm. Because the week before last, it was all doom and gloom. Like, you better get ready, motherfuckers. Go buy a bunch of ramen because the ERCOT's going to go down and we're all going to be stuck inside for a week. And then I was like, all right, for sure. And then the winter storm happened, I guess. And it was like mad cold for 2 days, but everything was fine.
dude.
And now it feels like time is sort of wrong.
Dude, I was like, I simply said, I mean, I think it's great. I think it's a good thing that we're going to be ready for this, but it's not going to be it's not going to be like last year. It's like, it's an overreaction, but like we're saying, and you had a really good response. It's a trauma reaction.
Yeah,
I got so much backlash for saying that
Really?
I was just, but I mean, by friends and family, like, oh, you think that we're taking this too serious? I didn't say that. I was saying, be prepared. And I think it's a great thing for us to be prepared. But that said, it's not 0 degrees. Anyways.
Right. Well, hey, I just want to say shout out to those people for listening, I guess. And so if you listen that time.
This is my personal life.
Oh, my bad.
Yeah, what are you talking about?
I don't know. I just wanted to be involved. Oh man, higher than a giraffe's asshole.
You are?
Huh? No, I was just saying.
It's not even. It's barely 12 o'clock.
I've been up for a while. Well, not that long. Actually, I slept in like a motherfucker today. First time I've woken up after 7 in so long. I woke up at like 10:30. It felt weird.
Dude,
what the fuck is that sound? Can you hear that?
No.
Let me close this. It's the AC. Let me close this real quick.
Punch it closed.
I can't. It's a lever.
Just beat the shit out of it.
Oh, fucking hell. Dude, what's up with the they found a pipe bomb in Georgetown?
What?
A couple of nights ago? Yeah, I figured we'll just run down some news real quick. Yeah, they found a pipe bomb.
I did not know this.
Yeah, let me pull that up because I'm still in the Austin subreddit, and it was officers detonate pipe bomb found outside Georgetown home 2 days ago.
Damn.
Apparently, yeah.
Well, that's so weird. So I'm reading a book right now, and a bomb just went off in it.
Oh, you're pretty deep in the book.
Yeah, pretty deep in the book. Yeah, I'm a reader now.
Yeah, tell us about your books, dude. I if you'd like to share, you're reading a lot of books. Hey, you know what? Much like the JWST report, I think we need to have a Doug's reading hour. If you want to read a book, here's Doug. He'll tell you what to read. It's Doug.
So the book that I'm reading now is one that you recommended. See, I'm learning new words.
He's not reading enough, guys.
Recommended me, and it's called Killer of the Flower Moon.
Mm-hmm.
And it's about the Osage tribe out of Oklahoma in the early 1920s, and in the 1920s, per capita, they were the richest group of people in the world. And essentially, it is a story riddled with homicide, mystery, and it's a true crime. It really happened.
Did you say already it's the birth of the FBI?
No, and that's the FBI. But anyways, it's really good. It is really good.
Although, now that I've got you into it, and you're saying you're riveted, then we can address if you're going to pick it up. It's pretty slow to start. It's like a lot of places and names, and like it sets a lot of shit up.
There's a lot of world building.
Well, I was reading on a plane, and I was like, "All right, let's get this fucking going."
Playing this fucking plane.
Oh yeah, that's a good one. Well, if you didn't know, and if the people don't know, it's currently a movie. Well, I mean, it's in production right now. Directed by Scorsese, starring Leonardo DiCaprio, Jesse Plemons, and Robert De Niro.
Dude, I was just talking about Jesse Plemons yesterday.
He's a fucking hometown hero. Yeah,
I bought him a shot of Patty's whiskey before.
I remember that. That's back when he was just Breaking Bad at that point?
Yeah, when he was Todd.
That's a long time ago. That was a South by Southwest, right?
Character Toby.
Huh?
Remember I kept on calling his character Toby, and everybody's like, "Who's fucking Toby?" Like, I meant Todd.
I met Toby. We have a friend who met Ryan Gosling during South by Southwest and went, "What's up, Lars?" and slapped him on the ass.
Who?
Ryan Gosling?
He went up to him and slapped him on the ass, called him Lars?
We have a friend who went, "Sup, Lars?" and slapped him on the ass.
What's Lars?
Lars and the Real Girl. The one where he falls in love with that doll?
I've never seen it.
Oh, it's a fucking fantastic movie, but it's probably not what he wants to be like most known for.
How tall is he?
I don't know. Fucking wasn't there. I'm just relaying information. I'm like the middleman here. Okay,
dude. So yesterday I was in a meeting, and one of the people that works at the bar, came up to me. He's like, "Hey man, somebody needs to speak to a manager." I'm like, "Oh shit!" I'm like, "Excuse me, I gotta, step out of this meeting for a minute and see what's going on." And he's like, "This lady up here. This lady was up at front with the baby." And I'm like, "Would you like to step outside? Because it's pretty loud in here." She's like, "Yeah, of course." I'm like, "Is everything?" I thought she was like coming back, be like, "Hey, something happened last night." You know what I mean? It's like, I don't know what was going on. And she's like, I'm like, "Hi, I'm Dougie." And she goes, "Weird." Like, okay. She's like, "I'm actually here. I started my own upholstery business, and I'm going around to bars just letting them know if they need their stools or anything." I'm like, "Oh, cool." I'm like, that's a good grind, And she hands me her card, and it says, and shout out to her. It says Doug's Upholstery.
Oh shit. Okay.
I'm like, oh, okay. This makes. I was like, because like, she goes, and she's like, I'm like, "Who's Doug?" She's like, "I'm Doug." I'm like, "What?" She's like, "Yeah, my mom's been calling me Doug for years, and my brother and my twin sister, she'd be calling her Toby." It's like, "You're Doug?" She's like, "I'm like, do people call you Doug?" She's like, "My mom does." I'm like, "This is so weird." Like, your twin sister. I'm like, "I have a Irish twin sister, the same birthday as me, but a year apart." I'm like, "This is just really weird." But anyways, yeah, but her name, it's not her real name, but she goes by Doug.
Well, shout out to Doug's Upholstery. If you need to get some stools reupholstered, you can hit her up, man. Yeah, hopefully she's good at what she does.
No, I would imagine so. I mean, I don't know. I mean, but yeah.
At this point, it's really a gamble, but we're going to send her out there. Doug's Upholstery. Go get your stuff upholstered and blame it on us, I guess, if it goes bad. Anyway, number one place for all your needs.
I was quite color me impressed with the name of the company.
I'm starting a company called Color Me Simple, and it's just like a paint and sip. Do you know paint and sip?
Where you sip on paint? I don't know.
It's where you drink wine and paint or whatever it's called, Simply Female or whatever.
Where you drink paint and wine.
What if you painted with wine and somebody's in there drinking paint?
Just drinking paint. You're like, "I don't want to be here. This isn't fun." It's like, just drink your
paint and shut up.
Yeah, it's like, there's no longer drinking paint and wine. There's drink your paint and shut up.
Well, so Simply, whatever I called it. What did I call it? Paint Simple? Whatever. The place I'm opening. It's so what you do is you paint while you huff spray paint. Okay. So when you come in, you get a brown paper bag and a can of spray paint and then some watercolors, and you can watercolor while you huff paint. It's called Paint Simple.
You remember that one kid that was my age I went to high school with that was known for huffing paint?
No.
And he got in big trouble in school one time because he came back from lunch and he used to always say, like, "Gold paint, what's the best?"
Gold paint or cold paint?
Gold.
Gold, right? Gold, like the color.
And I was like, "Fuck off!" Like, no way he's telling the truth, right? Nobody huffs paint,
right? That's a Seventh Heaven episode, not real life.
Like, you don't huff paint.
Nobody's huffing paint.
So I'm looking at this dude like, you're a fucking asshole, and you are a big dummy, but you don't huff paint. Anyways, got in big trouble, got kicked out of school or sent to like kid or school prison because he came to school with a gold ring, like around after lunch. So he really was huffing paint. Gold paint.
Wild shit. People really do be huffing paint. I really didn't see it coming when they started telling us about it in Dare. And then people really do be huffing paint. We knew some paint huffers.
Sniffing magic markers and stuff like that.
Hold on. Let me stop you right there. Because people look at me funny now when I do that. But let's rewind the clock 15, 20 years, okay?
Just admit.
Everybody gets a Sharpie and goes, takes the cap off, and before they write, they go. And everybody, I have never seen someone open a Sharpie and not sniff it. That's horseshit.
I have never done that.
Bro, I'll put my hand around it and go. Shit smells good. It's not what? It doesn't even do anything. It just smells good.
A Busch Light?
I don't even drink alcohol anymore. This is a Bang, which isn't much better.
Right, it's Joel's fucking drinking Busch again.
Drinking a Busch at 12:25. You know what? Confession time. I don't think I've ever had a Busch.
I don't know what to tell you. Congratulations. I don't know.
Are they good? I've had when I first moved back to Texas, we had a friend. Shout out Dub. Hope he's doing good.
He's doing very good.
I know. That was kind of rhetorical. He's doing very well. He introduced me to HEB $2 beer. What was it called? Fucking Pearl?
Frio.
Bro. You might as well just leave water outside for a couple days and then drink that.
It's not even brewed in Texas.
I mean, I don't think it's even brewed. I'm pretty sure it's just water. You know those things you can get where those things you get where you squirt the energy into the water, or like Crystal Light squirters. I think they just have alcohol one and they put it in the water.
It's like, oh, Joel thinks he's drunk, but he just has dysentery.
Yeah, he's dying. This is like Oregon Trail, but at a rave.
We're all having a good time. It kind of makes sense for you always getting sick when you drink booze. Like, we're all having a good time. We're like, woo, we feel good. There's no such thing as problems anymore. And you're over the corner. It's like, oh, he's drinking Frio. That's what
I'm like shivering with a book, and I'm writing in it like, "Dearest Esther, the nights are cold and the water is turned."
And it's just crazy. He's going back to this, not to spoil this damn book or anything, but there's like, in the 1920s, when it comes to fucking killing people, holy shit, it must have been easy. Because they're like, oh, she didn't have diabetes for the past lifetime. She was being slowly poisoned on purpose. It's like, what?
Well, we make the joke, or I make the joke a lot. Probably Jobel. At least Jobel. I make the Jobel. I make the Jobelov on this show, Alav, that old doctors are basically like, oh, you've got a ghost in your blood. Go home and do some cocaine about it. But that's really what it was like. And that wasn't that.
You're walking out. He's like, go ahead and do some cocaine about it. And I'll see me back next week. And you're walking out. He's like, oh, I forgot to bloodlet you. Hold on.
I forgot to slice your finger.
Hold on. Come back. Just me real quick. Let me. And just all right. All right. Now come back next week. If you survive that infection that is most certainly about to happen with that fucking incision cut to help that ghost get out of your vein.
Yeah, because like honestly, that's like, it's funny, but that really is how basically how it was in like what people would consider like the Wild West days of America and shit. And that's not that long ago. And like I think we would all do well to remember when looking at any history that's not that long ago. And like doctors were fucking crazy.
Well, they weren't even referred to as. They really weren't even referred to as doctors back then. They were referred to as in the late 1800s.
They just called them friends.
They're referred to as surgeons. You know what I mean? It's like anybody that had anything to do with the medicine and the limited amount of medicine that was out there. Granted, they did have opioids. But like it's like take a bunch of laudanum to take away the pain, and then also, I mean, I guess don't know. Here's some Epsom salt.
Pray, young boy.
And then from there, I'll look at your rectum once a week and give you a nice swathing. It's like, what?
Dude, your character moved continents as he spoke.
I love that. Not speaking of books, of course, I'm going to bring up the Northwater again, but there is a part in that book. At the end, I'm like, man, I can't believe I listened to that book. I'm like, I can't believe I listened this long. And I'm like, I don't know if I can go any fucking farther after what I just fucking heard. And it has to do with the surgery. It's like this fucking priest. Can I tell you this?
No.
Oh. Don't tell you?
No. I thought you said, did you tell me?
Oh, no, can I tell you?
Oh, of course.
All right, welcome to another episode, another segment of Doug's gonna ruin a fucking great book for you.
Reading with Doug. Yeah. He's reading a book.
Okay, this is a book I listened to already. We already talked about this. Actually, had an episode about it. The North Water Breakdown. It takes place in the turn of the century in the whaling industry, and it's not necessarily about the whaling, but it does do some really graphic detail on the art of the. I don't want to call it not the art, the industry of whaling, but it's more about the men that live upon these boats and the evil that lurks among the decks and
the
below
beauty
the decks.
Of whaling. Yeah,
Huh?
The beauty of whaling. The beauty of whaling.
The fascination
of
whaling.
The word you were looking for?
No, the fascination of whaling. Let's say that. Anyways, but there's like this one scene where this dude gets rescued. The protagonist gets rescued by a priest, and he is not a man of religion. He's a man of medicine. And so the priest is like, oh, Jesus saves you and blah, blah, blah. And he's like, no, laudanum saves you. And you don't have any fucking laudanum. And I'm going to fucking lose my shit. Anyways, priest a couple days later, he's like, whoa, what's going on my tummy? And it's like out of nowhere, the priest is like in this unbearable pain. He's like, and the guy's like,
did you just mime typing on a fucking keyboard on a pirate ship or whatever?
They're not on a ship at this point. They're in the middle of a fucking ice desert in the North Pole, I guess. And he's like, computers. And anyways, he's like, I'm pretty sure you have a huge cyst in your stomach.
Good.
He's like, there's only one way to get it out. And it pretty much proceeds to graphically talk about... And you know me, I can't do it. Like cutting this dude open. Why he's just like, all they have is chloroform.
You sniff this.
He's like, and he's telling his helper, he's like, if he wakes back up, knock him back out. Like, this is bad. And like, oh my God. It just goes into the most graphic detail about like this cyst. And
I don't know why I tried to cover my ears. It just pushes your voice deeper into my head.
And it's just like, it's like probably like a whole page of
cyst popping.
It's just like how it won't stop oozing out. And he keeps on pressing and pressing and pressing. And it's disgusting.
I hate stomach stuff so bad, y'all.
It showed it. So I watched the show and I was like, there's no way they're going to show that. And they fucking did. And it was horrible.
Awful.
Anyways,
moving on.
Listen to another episode or listen to another segment of Doug ruin another really great book for you on this show.
Reading with Doug. Doug reads for fun. Now he reads you a book and you learn. I have to pee so bad, guys.
Dude, what's up with you and this fucking peeing stuff, man?
I don't know, man. It's like I think what
right,
the thing.
I shouldn't even have said anything. Yeah. So, but yeah, reading that book now. Finished in the heart of the sea. That's one I actually read. That's pretty cool. And I am reading Killing the Flower Moon. And how about this? Not that you're going to comment below because none of y'all watch these, but those that listen and reach out to Joel for the most part, or me, whenever you do, perhaps y'all can let me know if y'all want to hear some negative episodes of me going over these books. I don't blame you for not wanting to, but they're really good. And yes, and yet I think the reason that it's so exciting for me to be a reader, because I never read ever. In high school, I read because that was put upon me, but now it's just because I want to. And there you have it. So I'm a reader now, and I like to read. And books are great. A lot of words I've never seen before or heard. So a lot of picking up the power of the internet in the palm of my hand, my phone, and looking up words. Lots of words, lots of new words. I wish I had some to tell you. That's what I'll do. Matter of fact, Joel, next episode, I promise you this. This is a plea to everybody. This is a promise to everybody. I will have a list of new words that I have learned.
Love it.
With the process of reading. A lot of them are very small.
I have a book recommendation. Joel reads sometimes. So this is Yearbook. It's Seth Rogen's thing. I don't know really to call it a memoir. I guess it is a memoir. This book, like if you read books in school, like in junior high or like, elementary school. Like a lot of those books, I don't know, just like kids. But this book reads very well. It reads really easily. It's very funny, and it covers his whole life basically from being a kid to where he is now. But there's just a lot of really funny shit in here, man. And the interesting thing about it is the audio book. He got all the people in the book to read their parts. So like,
that's very expensive.
It's his family and shit. Like his mom plays his mom in the book, and his sister plays his sister, and then his dad
plays his dad.
Well, and then he gets like, his actor friends play themselves and shit. But it's really fucking funny, and he's got a lot of really interesting insights into being like a young Jewish dude. It's funny. Sure. It's very funny. He his first gig was writing jokes for a bris. For a priest or like the dude who snips at the bris, he was like, I really want some jokes to liven it up. And Seth Rogen was like 11. It was like, I'll write you some jokes. And so he got hired to write jokes for this bris. And they were all pretty fucking early, edgy Seth Rogen jokes about cutting dicks off. And the priest was like, I fucking care. Whoever snips was like, I can't fucking do this, dude. But anyway, like that springboarded him into his whole like wild career. But the book's really fucking funny. And it's got a lot of really interesting shit if you like care about inside baseball for the industry or whatever, especially when it comes to like the interview. In the Sony leaks that happened with the interview in North Korea and all that shit that was going on while they were making that movie. It's fucking fascinating. They were scared for their lives making that movie. And like, no, the interview.
Oh yeah. It's
because, and he even talks about like, it really sucks. That movie sucks. That movie sucks ass.
Yeah, of course it does.
But like and he talks about it. They go through hell making that movie, and the Sony leaks happening because of that movie. And like, all this shit for going down the toilet, all for the interview. And he's just like, he reflects back on, he's like, the fucking interview, man. Like, craziest experience, and it didn't pay off at all.
Oh, well, I mean, I guess in ways it did. It showed a lot of balls.
Bro, I'll never.
What, you scared of North Korea?
No, I'll just never forget Christmas Eve. Them announcing all the theaters were pulling it because they were saying they were going to bomb theaters. And then Alamo Drafthouse saying, fuck that, we're playing it.
Yeah.
And everybody being like, oh, I'm fucking going. And then the next
truffled popcorn.
And then the next morning it was like available everywhere. Like you could just rent it or whatever. And like, I thought that was pretty funny.
Yeah. Whatever, dude.
Yeah.
Fuck them.
Fuck them.
There's a book that so In the Heart of the Sea, which I kind of mentioned, there is a book. What's that called with all your references and stuff? What's the proper name for that?
What do you mean?
Like the reference pages that you do after a paper and stuff like that. It's just
a bibliography.
That a bibliography?
It's like a list of your books that your references.
Well, there's a lot of cannibalism in the Heart of the Sea. These fucking sailors had to eat each other.
Yeah, dude.
But was it out of survival or was it out of pleasure?
Pleasure, probably.
No, it was survival. But there's a book that they refer to in there that's called Contingency Cannibalism, Super Hardcore Survivalism, Dirty Little Secrets. I was like, oh, I want to read that. But anyways, I looked it up and I sent you the link to it.
At it.
It's apparently pretty damn rare because a paperback on Amazon costs $730.43.
We're gonna figure that out right now.
Yeah, what the fudge?
Hold on. Okay. There are 0 copies for sale on eBay, which is extremely interesting.
Yeah. Why did Nathaniel Philbrick end up with a copy?
Well, back then it probably wasn't very rare.
I guess it's also Nathaniel Philbrick. I guess he can just afford to pay that.
Contingency Cannibalism on access. Oh, I can't. Insane. I'm using a VPN and I can't access Abe books because I'm using a VPN.
You can't access what?
Abe. It's a bookseller resource to figure out how much things are worth when you're making offers on stuff. Huh. But I can't use it. I can't use a VPN. That's so strange.
Like, is it a flagged book or something? Like, what's the deal with it? What's the deal?
No, it's nothing like that. I can't use the website because I'm using a VPN. It's holding me out from the whole website. That's so strange. Everybody I know uses a VPN now. Anyway,
sponsor VPN.
NordVPN. Hey, have you guys ever wanted to make a website on Skillshare? Well, now you can on NordVPN. And I've got my Raycon earbuds in right now, so you know what that means. When my Blue Apron shows up, I'm ready to get it going. Wearing MeUndies. Fuckers. Hey, sponsored these nuts. Hey, sponsors, have y'all ever heard of Mind Goblin? Suck my dick.
What is going on over there? Don't give up alcohol. Now he's just fucking
angry all the time.
Yeah.
Dude. So actually, no, I won't.
No, go ahead.
Well, no, I was going to spoil something from Jackass, but I don't think I should.
Yeah, it's out.
Weeks. Yeah, it's out.
Gross.
It's painful. I haven't.
It's like maybe my wiener.
We'll come back to that. We'll come back to that in a couple of weeks. Give that a little bit more time.
Come back to that in a couple of weeks.
Hey, do you have do you want to go ahead and go into the? Because I'm sure you know, and I've already got it all pulled up.
What?
Latest updates on our boy.
Update of the James Webb Space Telescope. Update. James Webb Space
Telescope.
James Webb Space Telescope is here. Update. James Webb Space Telescope update.
I don't know which one of this is. Okay, this is the short one. Welcome to another episode of... God damn it. It's not an episode. Thanks for joining us for another segment of James Webb Space Telescope Update. And essentially, the only thing I can tell you is that it's still a cool down alignment and calibration. What news do you have?
We have the first picture from it. Yeah, we do. We do. February 11th, which would be today, at 1:30, which would be right now, 10 minutes ago. NASA unveiled a mosaic of the first images captured by the JWST. It's blurry, but it's there. It looks like it's 18 white dots on black. You know what I mean? It looks like stars.
Oh,
very cool, though.
Oh, okay. Behold, the first image of NASA's James Webb Space Telescope. I
can't believe I knew something before you. It happened while we were on the podcast.
Happened 3 hours ago. Damn. Well, Joel, I don't get these updates like you said. I would not put that out there. This is not good. They have a buffer. They have a fucking buffer saying we won't have a first picture taken for months and months and months and months. And this is what they're going to give us?
Yeah, but this is like on the Verge.com and stuff. It's not like on CNN. I think it's like, you know what I mean? Like,
I cannot remember what made us think that we were wise and we never.
What version is this? Is that the Disturbed cover?
No, isn't that fucking Verge? Isn't that the Verge?
It's the Verve.
The Verve!
And no, wait, the freshman is Verve Pipe, isn't it?
I don't fucking know.
Why? Well, like, can we look, I know, James Webb, thank you for taking a picture. We all appreciate it. We'll check in with you next week.
Yeah, that's
what sucked. The fuck?
Thank you for taking a picture. That fucking sucked. The next one needs to be, come on. We have the freaking instrument that lets you know how humanity began, where God sleeps, and if there's any brethren out there that will be our friends in the future. Here's a picture of some dots. $10 billion, Paul.
Let's
$10 billion. Let's get this segment over with.
Update of the James Webb Space Telescope.
Thank you.
Thanks, James. So can we look? I mean, I feel like that brings up a pretty important thing, though, what you just did. It's 30 years later, and I still don't understand how at the same time there were two bands called The Verve and the Verve Pipe.
That's right.
Let's start at the beginning here. What the fuck is Verve? So I'm gonna let's break this down. Verve definition: vigor and spirit or enthusiasm.
Oh, you have a good verb.
Okay,
this
so
boy has verve.
Okay, so the Verve is famous for Bittersweet Symphony,
which they don't get any money for, by the way,
because they sampled that Rolling Stone song. Yeah, yep. Crazy, and they fucked around and thought they weren't going to get caught doing that. That's what's nuts to me. That whole story. Remember when I talked about on here the documentary series that was like the short documentary series that was floating around on YouTube about how songs came to be, and like there was that really fascinating one about Shaggy's "It Wasn't Me," and how that got big. Okay, one of the songs they talked about was Bittersweet Symphony and all that stuff. And it's just crazy because like it wasn't, there was just a lot of hubris and ego into thinking they could get away with that. It's just very strange. But they also were known for The Drugs Don't Work, which is a really good song. That's probably the one I would listen to if I had to pick a Verve song.
Oh, no, dude, that fucking Bittersweet Little Symphony is fucking a good song.
Oh, it's a banger song. Let's not get it twisted. I've just heard it a trillion times, and Drugs Don't Work has like a nice vibe to it. But so that's the European band. In America, at the same exact time, there was a band called the Verve Pipe, which was what would you call them? Like alternative?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was like alternative college rock at the time, and they were famous for the song Freshman.
They were the answer that Nirvana fans were looking for.
Yeah, it's like it's chill Nirvana, right? It's almost pre Our Lady Peace, Our Lady Peace. It's almost Canadian in its sentimentality. Freshman was their big song, and that's a banger fucking song too. So at the same time, you had two bands that essentially became one-hit wonders, but both their songs slap so hard and are classics. Like they're not the kind of one-hit wonders you go back and go, how the fuck did this get famous? Like ONC's How Bizarre. I hear that song and I go, what the fuck was going on that we were like, how bizarre, ooh, baby. No, bro, no, it's not. It's not. I listened to it like a week ago. It sucks ass. And honestly, like, I think Rose-Colored Glasses is changing a lot of shit about the music at that time. You know what else sucks ass that everybody's getting onto now? That new Radical song, fucking something Marilyn Manson come around here. Yeah, fuck off. Nobody actually liked that song. It just played all the time, and now all these kids are wearing Jinkos and they're like, I fucking love New Radicals, bro, and bucket hats or whatever. And like, no, nobody wore bucket hats for real.
I mean, granted, we dressed like that when we were kids and wanted to, but dude, that it's making a comeback is so fucking bizarre to me.
There is a GQ issue that just came out with Robert Pattinson on the cover for Batman, and it's fucking bonkers. Every single picture in it looks like it was taken in 1995. It's wild how fucking far back we've gone. Like, I'm cool with it. I love the 90s, but
I love the 90s.
But even the cover is batshit crazy. They have him looking like the singer of Prodigy. It's fucking wild. You see it, right?
I guess so, yeah.
Is he blonde?
R.I.P. singer of Prodigy.
Yeah, for sure.
What's his name?
I can't fucking remember.
No, Prodigy's just a
Keith Flint
site now. What?
Keith Flint.
Yeah, R.I.P.
But are you seeing these pictures? Like they are extremely 90s. Like extremely. Yeah. I'm cool with it. Yeah. I'm totally cool with it.
I'm cool with it.
But it's bizarre because like it's only been like 15 years since this shit was on its way out the first time. But you know, the craziest shit, and we've talked about this before too. It's 2022 right now, which means 2001. Let's just use 9/11 as an example. 9/11 is as far away now as the 70s were when we were kids. That's a fucking trip, dude. So like, it's just history now, bro. You know, all this shit is just history. And when we were kids, ironically enough, what fashion became popular for a little while again? Bell bottoms, flared pants, shit like that. 70s fashion, right? And then that kind of segued into the like fucking early 2000s clothes and shit. But yeah, we're as far away from the fucking early 2000s now as the 70s were far away from us when we were kids. The absolute black and white past is how you thought about that shit when you were a kid. The 70s felt like the moon. It felt so, dude, frankly, the 80s kind of felt like the moon to me. Like early 80s, like bring down that wall and all that shit feels like the fucking moon to me. It feels so far away still. Yeah. To me, still, the 70s feel like the fucking Stone Ages, bro. But then there's that viral video going around of that dude talking to some like young, like 7-year-old kid. And the kid's like, he's like, how old do you think I am? And the kid's like 56 and the dude's like 28 or whatever, and the kid's like he's like I'm 20, or he says I'm 30 something. The kid goes, you're so old, dude. He's like, you were alive when there was no TV and stuff. Like, it's so crazy. Like, we're very dumb and old.
Holy shit, Joel.
Thanks for coming to my podcast.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it was your turn to fuck something up. I don't know. That was the most bizarre. I don't even know.
I'm in such a good mood, dude. I'm in such a good mood.
What you were trying to say essentially is that history repeats itself even in fashion.
Yeah, well, of course. Hey,
which is true.
What's the deal? Did you see the trailer for that documentary coming out about the Boeing planes that crashed?
No,
because I think we should both watch that and do a deep dive on it on the show. It just seems fascinating to me. It is so bizarre because I hadn't really thought about it. You know what? You know, like the 2 Boeing planes that crashed within the past
Malaysia?
5 years. Yeah, no. One was, they were both in foreign countries. God damn it, I can't remember where. But they were 2 brand new planes that crashed literally 5 months apart from each other, from the same exact thing. And the documentary trailer, at least, is positing that Boeing 100% knew.
No shit.
It's called Downfall, the Fall of Boeing, or some shit like that. And it's pretty fucking crazy because it like the reason it stuck with me and I've been thinking about it since I saw that trailer is because one of the guys in the trailer says, like, you don't understand, 2 new planes crashing within 5 months. That's not possible. It doesn't happen. Like, this is that's in 2020, whatever, or 2019 when that happened. That's just so outside the realm of possibility. Something went so wildly awry there and so wildly off where it should have been. It's just so crazy to me. Like, it's so crazy to me because, like, we trust these companies so hard. And I haven't seen it, so maybe I'm totally assuming. But, like, seems like the idea is that Boeing, like, fucking knew and cut corners to, like, not deal with it and shit.
Remember before Marvel, like, kind of made that big, before Marvel became what it was, and it's like when people watch movies, everybody watched documentaries.
Yeah,
like documentaries is like, dude, a big fucking deal.
I was talking about that the other day, dude. It was from like 2011 till 2014. It was all any of us watched. The posters we hung up when I first moved back to Austin were like West of Memphis and Imposter, and like I was deeply into documentaries.
Dude, even like Dig and The Devil and Daniel Johnson and stuff like that. Even like Some Kind of Monster, dude. I was like watching everything, you know?
There was a documentary, speaking of music ones, that I saw in that same time of watching all of those 3 called The Danielsons. And it was a documentary about it was intended to be a documentary about this very strange hipster Christian band called the Danielsons and this tour they were going on. But they got Sufjan Stevens to open for them before anybody knew who that was. And the documentary ends up being about Sufjan Stevens being this incredible fucking musician who kind of blows up on this tour where he was just supposed to be this small opener. And there was so many. We should do a fucking episode where we just break down good documentaries. Hey guys, what's your favorite documentary? Hey, while we're on movies, because you know my dick got hard the second you started talking about movies.
You started talking about movies.
Oh, was it me? Oh, silly me. They dropped the trailer yesterday for Jurassic World Dominion, and I have gone on record saying that Jurassic World, I enjoyed it the first time I saw it in the theaters, but I will likely never watch it again. And Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom is up there with top 5 worst movies I've ever seen. It made me so mad. I was like physically wanting to leave the entire time we were watching it. It's a terrible movie.
When did it come out?
It was like 4 years ago now.
Oh shit, I've never seen it.
It's so bad, Doug. There's a part in the movie where they're auctioning off, like rich people are auctioning off dinosaurs. Okay. Cool concept. I thought that was actually a cool concept, like taking this to the next level. Rich people have access to the dinosaurs and shit like that. And I thought, neat. How much do you think a dinosaur sells for in that movie?
$1 million.
Because I literally almost like left because of this.
$1 million.
No, I mean, that's it's wildly low.
Oh, okay. 500
less than 7 million. Bro, a dinosaur, I'm guessing, would be more in the neighborhood of like I don't know, $1 billion. These rich people are like $500, $600. It's a fucking velociraptor. What are you talking about?
What are you gonna do with them?
Well, so that's the plot of the new one. And I'm going to say, I say all that to say, this movie looks fucking awesome. It's I'm assuming a lot of it is going to have to do with the fact that it was supposed to come out 2.5 years ago. So they've had all this time to do post-production on it and just make it look really nice. So the plot of this one is sort of split in two. It's the conclusion to this trilogy. So thank fuck, because I think this needs to end if they don't want to completely tarnish the.
I think Chris Pratt in this.
Yes, but so half the movie seems to focus on Chris Pratt and Bryce Dallas Howard and their storyline that's been happening. But the other half, not just cameos, it seems to be the B plot to this movie is Sam Neill, Laura Dern, and Jeff Goldblum. And I am fucking on board with that, dude. They haven't been together in one since the first one. Sam Neill came back for 3. Goldblum came back for 2. Laura Dern hasn't been in one, period. So to see all 3 of them together was awesome. But the plot is that dinosaurs just roam America now. We've let them free. Okay, that's right. So if you haven't seen it, the last one, Fallen Kingdom, they blew up the island and they let a lot of the dinosaurs escape because they felt bad or whatever. So now those dinosaurs roam free in America. And there's some insanely cool shots in this trailer, like fucking dinosaurs busting through a drive-through theater, or like there's an underwater dinosaur attacking an oil rig in the ocean. And like there's just some really fucking cool imagery. And I'm stoked for it. It probably won't be great, but it's cool to see, man. It was cool to see those 3 people together. That's my fucking childhood. So that was neat.
Yeah. Yeah, I like that.
Yeah. Have you ever thought, like, bro, what if dinosaurs lived in America, man, side by side with you and me?
Can you pet a dinosaur?
Yeah, I think like the basic conceit, because the first Jurassic World movie, the idea behind the plot was that dinosaurs had been around as something you could experience for so long that people were bored by it, which is why they had to genetically engineer that crazy dinosaur that makes everything go wrong in the first one. So I think in this, right? Yes, I think they're petting them in the first Jurassic World. There's a petting zoo for the small ones.
Nice.
Yeah, I got the sniffles, bro.
Not a case of the sniffles.
Yeah.
What kind of dinosaur? If you could have a dinosaur, what kind of dinosaur would you have?
Honestly, legitimately, I want the one that spits at Newman. We'll just take that stuff out. You know, like they clip like they clip dogs' vocal cords. Like that's a really dick thing to do. But I'd clip his venom.
Is that even illegal? Is that legal? Can you still do that to dogs?
Unfortunately, yeah.
That's fucked up. That might need to be reconstructed in the fucking rule.
Guys, let's revisit the cutting out vocal cords thing.
Yeah,
can we?
It's like typically you want the dogs to bark. Sometimes, like when your neighbor's dog's barking, you're like, "Shut the fuck up!" I don't do that, but
I don't do that either. Man, dude, I'm not even like.
I
love dogs so much, man. But like having a dog, my kind of dog, and like the size dog I have and shit, and just the kind of the reputation those dogs have, it's like it does put me on edge when like people just let their fucking dogs run around and shit. Because I'm constantly like, please don't fucking run into me. There's this little
because you just lock your dog in the apartment all day, and it's like
no way.
Just do what I do. Why don't you just lock your dog in the apartment all day?
What are you talking about? My dog fucking does whatever it wants. But there's a little fucking dog. I don't know. It looks like it's old as fuck. It's got to be like 10. Is a chihuahua, a little white chihuahua.
Did you say you were fucking a little dog?
No, I said this was a fucking little dog.
Oh.
He's like, he looks old as shit. His teeth are all fucking gross. And he's like, all like,
oh,
he's this little white chihuahua. And his ears are like always pointy. He's sweet. He's sweet. But so his owners are these 2 elderly people who live at the end of my apartment complex. And she wakes up in the morning and just opens the door and lets him out. Like a cat.
Oh, she woke up again.
Like
she's
a cat.
Again.
They just let him out like a cat. He fucking roams the entire complex. And yesterday I was walking Rocky and all of a sudden he fucking stops and puts his does his whole he gets down like real low to the ground and he's looking under the cars. And there's this stupid ass dog just underneath the cars looking at Rocky in the eyes like, what you gonna do about it, bro? I get to do whatever I want. It's so fucking annoying, dude.
Speaking of teeth, how have you been?
Oh, well, I chopped down this cherry tree in my backyard, and so I fashioned some back teeth. How have you been? How have your teeth been?
Good. I've been good. I brush my teeth every day. Twice a day sometimes.
Same.
That's about it.
Sometimes? What the fuck do you mean sometimes?
A floss. Yeah.
Flossing slaps. Bro, I keep that thing on me.
Nobody's written us about your teeth in a long time. I wonder where that's going. What's going on with that?
Probably because
Say it.
I don't even know.
Say it.
I truly don't know anymore. I truly have reached the point of not knowing. I felt like there was something I wanted to bring up.
I'm sure there was. God damn it. Here's one of the old questions. You want me to read one of the old?
No, not really.
Why? Because I can't read, or you just don't want to hear it? Joel.
Huh?
Do you want me to read this question?
Yeah, go for it.
This is Dear Joel, it's been a while since I have wrote. Haha, you're so funny. I just thought it would be a great time to let you know that I am your biggest fan. Yes, I have. Wait, hold on. Sorry, there we go. Duggan is reading. Remember, I'm a reader now. Yes, I know you have been ignoring my calls, and there's not a time limit for restraining orders. That was in quotations, but I love you. I can't help. Please stop ignoring me. Haha, JK, but for real. Do you not remember that you offered to Venmo me to help with your new teeth? Or is she, Jesus Christ.
Wait, so I'm supposed to pay this person for them to help me with my teeth?
Dude, I'll just send it to you.
Okay. Am I supposed to read it?
Yeah, you read it.
All right. Ooh, excuse you.
This is an old one, remember?
Is it going to chat? Send it in chat, dipshit.
Oh, good call. Thank you. I keep on forgetting that we have that.
Over here picking up your phone to type a monologue, bro. What the fuck are you doing?
Oh, shit.
Do you remember? I was actually thinking about this the other night. Do you remember? I guess it would be 2005. You and me lived together, or 2006. You and me lived together, and one day, YouTube existed. We occasionally would go onto it in Cody's room and watch like a video as a group. This is
fucking losers, and we couldn't afford a computer.
Yeah, this is primitive in YouTube though. Like it was like never MySpace.
Like this is like MySpace days. Like in
but I'm saying we did occasionally use the website YouTube to watch like something every once in a while, and it was always in like 360p or some shit. But anyway, I remember coming home one day and you and Cody got a camera, and you were like, "We're going to be on YouTube. We're going to make YouTube videos." And I was like, this is the stupidest fucking idea because we don't know anything about this. And you were like, no, we got this. And you're like, dude, this is going to be hysterical because we're funny people. So me and you went into my bedroom and Cody filmed us and me and you improv'd some stupid fucking thing.
How drunk was I?
I don't know. It was 2006, so probably pretty. And but here's my point. We were extremely ahead of the curve on that, and had we actually done something funny that day and put it online, our whole lives could be different right now.
I remember standing in the hallway talking to each other face to face, and I was just like talking shit to you.
Yeah, and then there's one where me and you were sitting on the side of my bed having a conversation, and that there was a third person in that one. I don't even fucking remember who. But
there's good memories littered in that time of our lives.
Oh, dude, hell yeah, there's great memories littered in the time of our lives. I always, for some reason, okay, you know how like sometimes some memories feel really far away, even when they just happened, and then some memories feel extremely close, even when they're very far away in reality.
Well, certainly, just like yesterday was everybody jump up and dance day.
Exactly.
Yeah.
One memory that feels so close that it feels like it was last week to me still is smoking a cigarette with our tattoo artist at the time outside your window on the side of the house with Halo 3 Nobody was playing it. We just had the menu on the TV cranked up all the way. So it's all going, and we're all just fucking drunk, hanging out on the side of the house, smoking cigarettes, sitting on your windowsill.
Out of my window into my room.
Sitting on your windowsill and shit. Man, that feels like last week to me.
That was a good time.
But then smashing all the VHS tapes, I would very deeply like to travel back in time and kick everyone's ass for that. That so pisses me off now. Not today. Guess what tape I don't have on my 2000 shelf right now?
That was a DVD. Swept Away was a DVD.
Oh, okay, well that's good because I still don't have that on tape.
Well, hey, to sign us off, why don't you read that old school question I just sent you in the chat?
Jesus Christ. Okay, here we go, guys. Buckle up. It's going to be a ride. Mia, actually, hang tight real quick. I dropped my pen.
Oh shit! Huh?
If you're gonna be dumb, you got to be tough. Let's get this cracking, boys.
That's actually a good quote, Joel. That's actually a good quote. I like that. If you're gonna be dumb, you got to be tough.
Dear Joel, it's been a while since I've wrote. You're so funny. I just thought it would be a great time to let you know that I am your biggest fan. Yes, I know that you've been ignoring my calls and there is not time limit for restraining orders, but I love you. I can't help. Please stop ignoring me. JK, but for real, do you not remember that I offered to Venmo you to help with your new teeth and you said no? Remember that, Joel? You're so ungrateful, JK. You are so funny, but for real. Do you remember? Don't forget that this restraining order works both ways. Who do you think people will believe when the cops show up and you and I are finally in each other's grasp? Me, Joel. Me. Anyways, JK, LOL. I love you, but for real, no JK. I love you. Okay, bye. Thank you, dear Joel. It's been a while since I've wrote. This is literally just the same thing copied and pasted. Suck my dick. I'm not reading it twice. Love you, tit. Boy, you thought you could get me.
How do you fucking do that? Like, I can't, dude, when I read, y'all see how I read on here all the fucking time. It's horrible. It's terrible.
Just different brainwaves, bro. I can't make a drink. You know?
What are you trying to say? I'm a fucking alcoholic now?
See, you're a professional bartender.
Oh, yeah, sure. Well, that was a good one.
Hey, quick question.
Let's hear it.
You run a bar that has a couple pinball machines in them.
One.
Yeah? One. Oh, you guys got rid of Maverick, huh?
Oh, wait, no, we have one. Yeah.
You guys got rid of Maverick?
Yeah.
That shit hadn't been on in the entire time I lived in Austin. I don't think. I don't even remember it being there.
Yes, we have one. We have Demolition Man.
Well, I bring that up. You guys got Demolition Man now?
Yes.
What?
Mm-hmm.
So sick. I was going to say, because I'm a huge fan of movie pinball machines, and I had never seen Maverick until Liberty. And I never really noticed it until me and you were there, but I don't think it was it ever? It doesn't matter. Demolition Man's so sick. Anyway.
That's it?
Yeah. I was just going to ask
something else.
Well, I was going to ask, but it's not really about
yes, there's a pinball. There's a crew of people in Austin that love pinball, and they go to bars to play pinball machines. They will come in, play a few games, and leave. Yes.
That's dope. That's sick. I don't know. There was a question I was going to ask, but I guess I can't remember it now. It was something about those bars where you pay and you go in and you just play video games, but I can't remember what my question was.
Like Dave and Buster's?
Do you put money in the pinball machine at your place, or do they pay you and it's free play? Like, if you're there, is it free play, or do you have to pay to play it?
You got to play it. You pay. I'm not paying for you to play fucking pinball.
No, I don't. That's not what I mean. What I mean is, like, is it turned on to where anybody can walk up and play it? That's like or is it you put coins in?
With your hard-earned coins that you want to use to pay for pinball instead of something else. Yes,
I didn't know that there's like places.
We're happy that you're there to play pinball.
No, hell yeah. I just was curious because I didn't realize there are places that are just you don't pay to play any of they're not the places that have one or two machines. They're full fucking arcades where you don't pay to play the games. You just pay to drink.
That's the benefit. You're there to play the games, and like the concession would actually be the alcohol and food or whatever. So like,
and I get that seems cool, but like, can you fucking imagine you go to an arcade and you're like, it's a free arcade and you're like, dog, all I want to do fucking drink a beer and play some Marvel vs. Capcom, just a couple matches with your homie, and you get there and there's some fucking dickhead who's just awesome at it, and him and his friend are living on the machine because it's free.
Yeah,
like that just seems like it would backfire constantly.
Well, if they're good at it, if they pay to play, they can still hound it. You know what I mean?
No, I'm saying at the places where you don't pay to play. I'm saying that seems like it would backfire.
The more when you win on a fucking versus game, you get to keep playing.
Oh yeah, sure. No, I get your point. Yeah.
Oh,
dude,
I get what you're saying too. Like, but I don't like playing with strangers, anyways, dude.
Yeah,
like,
me either, dude.
When somebody like, dude, when you go to Tilt and like some kid that's badass at Mortal Kombat's playing and he's like beating all these people, he's like, "You ready to play?" I'm like, I don't know you. I don't want to play you. And I don't want
no.
I want to do a tower on my own on a slow day and lose with my head held
constantly.
Down. Yeah.
Yes, constantly lose. I fucking hated the only game I was truly good at to where people would, like you occasionally would hit a stride where you would look and people would be around you watching you and you're like, yes, I'm killing you right now. The only game I ever could do that on was Area 51. Ever. Like, if I was playing a fighting game and someone walked up, I usually walked away. I was like, I'm not trying to get my ass kicked for 50 cents right now. What the fuck?
And like it's like, yeah, you don't have to ask to play, but there is a politeness to be like, hey, do you mind if I play with you or whatever? And be like, sure. But mostly it's like somebody has the balls to ask a stranger, hey, can I play with you? It's like, yeah, I
guess so now.
Whoop my ass. You know what I mean?
I'll never forget being at the Cinemark 4. Okay. So the old theater, and they had an Area 51 and I was playing and I was fucking killing it. And this kid walked up and asked if he could play. And I went, sorry, kid, I work better alone.
All right, guys. Thanks for listening to another episode of I Didn't See It, But I Believe You. And Joel, we've been doing it wrong the entire time. If you
it just switches every week.
Well, click one of these is going to be to subscribe to the channel, and the other is going to be to watch last week's episode. Please listen to us we are on Google Play, Google Podcasts, we are on Spotify, and we are on Apple. So
see you next week.
We'll see you next week. Bye.